14th of May 2024. Hi guys, welcome to Red Dot Rants, the comedy and tragedy of living in Singapore. Tomorrow is a big day for Singapore. PM Lawrence Wong will be sworn in, and we have some interesting changes with Mr Gan Kim Yong being promoted to DPM. Now, some prof from NUS said that he is surprised. But why? Well, he expected someone in our new PM's age group to be picked, and Mr. Gan is a little old. Okay. No other significant changes, and I don't think there is anything to be excited about. Next, a tragedy. Remember hospital drama queen Han Fei Zi? Now here's another Han Fei Zi story which did not end happily. A Singaporean man and a woman from China, who often appeared as a couple in public, used to run a clothing store together, but things have gone terribly wrong after they broke up. Now, the 56-year-old Singaporean was stabbed and died after being taken to hospital. His mistress, a 37-year-old nightclub manager by the name of Li, has been charged with murder. Now, this incident occurred on the 8th of May at about 1:38 a.m. The defendant, Li, is accused of murdering Lim Lai Guan, 56, inside a residential unit at Citygate Residences, Beach Road. Now, preliminary investigations revealed that the victim was found unconscious in the unit and died after being sent to hospital. Li was present and arrested at the scene of the crime, and a knife was seized. She was charged with 1 count of murder last week. Now, in response to the allegations, she claimed that she had not meant to kill him. Apparently, this ill-fated relationship has been going on for some 5 years. Lim had been visiting Li's apartment and spending the night there, but they seem to have broken up before the incident. They used to run a now defunct clothing store at Balestier Plaza. According to one neighbor, they were a very loving couple who often had meals together. But a year ago, they had to close the store due to poor business. According to some sources, Li started life in Singapore as a nightclub hostess at Jalan Sultan. Lim was a customer turned boyfriend who supported her financially and gave her an opportunity to work as a manager. Now, the store they operated at Balestier provided working gowns for the ladies at the nightclub. The deceased is said to have given Li tens of thousands of dollars each month to support her and her 2 children. Records from the Singapore Registry of Marriages show that the deceased, Lim Lai Guan, had 2 marriages in Singapore. The first was registered in May of 1994 and the second in September of 1998. At his registered address lived his current wife and teenage daughter, who is in secondary school. As for Li, she had a 10-year-old daughter with whom she ran an online shop selling healthcare and wellness products. She also has a 5-year-old son in kindergarten. From images and videos on her social media account, Lim seemed to have spent a considerable amount of his time with Li and her children. I won't speculate on her guilt in this case. That's for the court to decide. But I may have a lead on Li's personal and professional life that may interest my fans. Stay tuned. Next, this is not about Singapore, but it certainly can affect Singapore. A particularly destructive force in today's digital age is the ignorance and impulsiveness of the woke. As Piers Morgan said, the world has gone mad. Eurovision is about music. Instead of the best music, it's the most woke that's winning. Artists can earn applause simply by announcing that they are queer, and supposedly decent folks justify an Israeli musician being stalked and harassed. In this crazy digital age, All it takes is one simplistic virtue signaling meme, and the storm it drives cannot be stopped by calm reasoning. The celebrities who have remained silent on the crisis in Gaza are feeling the wrath of angry fans wielding the digital guillotine to block them on social media and streaming platforms. Taylor Swift, Drake, and many more have become targets of the Blockout 2024 movement. Now, influencers compliantly jumped on the Palestinian bandwagon, and those who didn't follow suit lost fans in the hundreds of thousands. Now, even Greta Thunberg has jumped ship and turned from a climate change activist to a pro-Palestinian activist. Now, people like her are winning awards and receiving woke donations simply by getting herself arrested for illegal gatherings. Look at the rampant anti-Semitism that is plaguing campuses in the US today. Woke students are unlawfully disrupting campus activities, cancelling, confronting, harassing Jewish students and teachers. Now, protesters are chanting anti-Jewish and even anti-American slogans. American flags have been torn down and burned to be replaced by the Palestinian flag. And so many Americans are just standing there doing nothing. Now, the world has indeed gone mad. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has been acting indecisively, fearing that, like the celebrities, he might lose votes from the woke bunch. Even though some deans and principals seem to have lost their heads, luckily, law enforcers have been performing their duties, and there is good news for students who have been expelled or suspended for disrupting and damaging university property. They have been offered places in Yemen. Well, I hope they accept these offers and learn a lesson they'll never forget. Oh yeah, trans people in Palestine. Let's give Donald Trump some credit. He's smarter than some of these protesters. Facts don't matter. It's just what they believe. 40 years ago, the Reagan administration supported freedom fighters, guest starring Rambo, and created a monster. Now, 20 years later, Americans would learn a painful lesson. Back then, even suggesting that American foreign policy is partly to blame for 9/11 could trigger a million accusations that you are sympathizing with terrorists. 20 years from then, the lesson is forgotten. It's back to Reagan-era's gullibility. Many of the anti-Israel protesters can't even recognize the man holding up a child. He is Palestinian Yahya Sinwar, leader of Hamas, which controls Gaza. Seriously, the world will be better off without him, and that's putting it mildly. That's all I have for you now. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.